Eastern PA Weather 30 meteorologist Bobby Marchich here with your outlook for December 28th, 2016. High pressure is going to be off to the south today. It's going to give us a partly to mostly sunny day today, and it's going to be much cooler than it was yesterday. We had some very warm temperatures that reached the 60-degree mark in some locations yesterday. So very warm, unseasonably warm day, but that was short-lived ahead of that cold front that has now come through. And with high pressure off to our south, we're going to have a wind flow in like this. It's going to give us the cooler temperatures, but it's going to be seasonably cool, nothing too crazily cold. We're going to use the GFS here in this video and a little bit of the NAM 4 kilometer when I want to get into the snow that's coming. As it's, I know it's hard to believe it. We just had that warmth yesterday, but it'll definitely be colder today. And then as this high pressure moves off to the east at night, basically we have a setup of an area low pressure. It's well off the north up here. It has a cold front with it initially, and this cold front's extending down here like this. The precipitation is going to break out ahead of this cold front, and then there's going to be an area low pressure that's going to form right about here, and then make its way eventually up into this direction here, into the Gulf of Maine. And all this process, when it does so, is going to really bomb out, which means rapidly intensify, rapidly deepen as it moves off into the Gulf of Maine. For our area, it will be too late for anything to be for us to be affected by this coastal system. So we're not expecting any effects from this coastal system at all. But up here in New England, they're going to have quite a doozy of a storm. So we'll miss out on that. We're just going to get some enhanced snowfall along the front and some rainfall, probably about under a half an inch total of liquid equivalent. But for some areas that's going to mean snow since it is falling in that form. And we can see that early here on Thursday morning breaking out across much of the area, all the way down to the Mason-Dixon line. In fact, you could have some of the snowflakes occurring. How much of it sticks is still yet in question, but we had to have a first call map out on the weather alerts page that outlines more of the interior areas to see some accumulating snowfall. And again, this is not going to be a lot of precipitation. This is just along a cold front, so we're not expecting a lot. And the upside potential, if everything were to fall into place perfectly with this storm, you could squeeze out 2 to 4 inches of snow just because you don't have enough liquid equivalent to really turn that into snow. It's not a lot of precipitation. Moving this forward again, the area low pressure is starting to develop somewhere right around here, and at that point it's already precipitation is just about ending in our area. So again, that's not going to help us in this area here for enhanced snowfall, but you do have snowfall continuing across these areas here into Thursday afternoon. Let's go over to the NAM high res future simulated radar. We're going to start us off at 7 o'clock in the morning. Initially you see the 32-degree line is sitting right like this. So anything north of here that's indicating green here is actually snow. So this is falling in the form of snow here at 7 a.m. and is moving off to the northeast. We go to the very next frame here, and we can see a pretty good concentration of snow up in this area here. Snow falling right along the I-78 corridor and points to the north. Areas further south will be either a rain-snow mix, and I can see that's mixture actually taking place right in this area here. You could have this mixture going on, even though it's just showing rain here in this model. Don't take that verbatim. Probably be a mix of rain and snow. This is not one of those systems that will be involved with sleet, freezing, and rain. It's either going to be snow, a mixture of rain and snow, or rain. Further south down here will just be rain showers. But up further north, obviously, we're dealing with snow. Even temperatures where temperatures are marginal. So even in places from Harrisburg up to the Lehigh Valley into northwest New Jersey, where temperatures are going to be hovering around 32, 33, 34. Doesn't necessarily have to be below freezing in order to get snow. It's going to be falling as snow. The question is how much of it sticks after we start warming up later in the morning. So we do think we're going to get some accumulation in those areas, and then we go forward from this point to the next frame. This is looking at early afternoon. Snow starting to wrap up. Of course, this model is still showing even these marginal areas here in the Lehigh Valley, just because of the heavier rates. It's showing snow all the way down this far, still going on. Just about to exit at this point, though, early afternoon. So I don't think this is going to be a quick hitter in and out. This is not lasting very long. But again, northeastern Pennsylvania, where all snow, you could get a quick 2 to 4 up in this area here, especially Carbon Monroe, Pike, Wayne, those Lackawanna, those places. That's where you expect the heavier snow to be. Further south, it'll be where the temperatures are marginally, probably only talk about an inch or two. But we'll keep a close eye on that. We do have the first call map out again on the weather alerts page. You can check that out. We will have a final call change today if needed. As we get into Friday, we're going to have the system's going to wrap up into the Gulf of Maine. You can see very powerful storm here. It might even be borderline blizzard conditions up here in Maine. So they're going to have some pretty good snow out of this. And then we get into Friday. We're going to have some winds turning to the northwest here. Be a breezy day, much colder. Temperatures just barely above freezing in many areas. Some places not even getting to freezing. We're going to have this flow off the lakes, so we're going to have the lake effects machine going with a few snow showers and flurries that get pretty far down to the south, brought down by those winds coming out of the northwest over the lakes, so they're still warm lakes. So those flakes will continue into the evening hours pretty much most of the day. On Friday, you're going to have the opportunity for a snow shower or a snow squall, but definitely breezy conditions to deal with. Then we have another system coming in here. This will be New Year's Eve. Now, as of now, this is not a big deal. So we're going to keep an eye on this one too. The system is very similar to the one we're dealing with now. No coastal redevelopment here shown. One powerful system up here to our north, but it does have a cold front with it. It doesn't have a lot of moisture. But I can see, this is New Year's Eve, right around the time the ball drops, seeing a few flakes. Nothing of consequence right now. No real accumulations to deal with. Just a few snowflakes flying in the air. Maybe a quick rain shower further south and east. But that's on New Year's Eve, and then on New Year's Day, we're back to dry conditions again. It looks like. Just have to watch out for, I'll call it mostly cloudy though, because we do have a system off to our south. You might be dealing with some rain coming back into the picture here on Monday. Periods of rain. Could just be light showers, or could be a steadier period of rain like the European model indicates, and we'll have to watch for some icing early on if we do have some freezing temperatures still holding on in the usual colder spots. This is getting out here a ways here, so we just want to just give you the idea that we're going to have a rainy day here on Monday, it looks like. But right now, just any specifics like this is showing the freezing here. That's probably devil's in the details for that right now. We'll just deal with one system at a time, and of course that's our first system that we're going to be dealing with in the early morning hours here on Thursday. Again, not a big storm, just some light nuisance type stuff here, and not a lot of moisture to work with. So a couple inches of snow in some of the interior locations is very possible. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Marters. That is your outlook for December 28th, 2016. Have a great Wednesday.